Good people, good people, good people. Welcome back to the Gumtown Podcast, episode 205. I'm Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving it a shot. Today's guest is the founder and owner of Make It Happen LLC. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm sure we'll all be inspired by her story. Let's chop it up with Alesha Shanta. Alesha, how's it going?
It's going well. Going well. How about you?
Glad to hear that, and all is well on my end too. First things first, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to chop it up with me a few minutes. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, ma'am.
It's definitely an honor.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, we'll talk about all the great things you got going on in the entrepreneurial space under the Make It Happen LLC umbrella. But before we talk business, let's get to know the woman behind the brand. So you're originally from Savannah, Georgia. What was your upbringing like in Savannah?
Yeah, so I was born in a two-parent home, Christian background. My entire family lives here. I was actually the only one that branched out to move somewhere else, and I moved out because I'm actually a 21-year retired veteran from the Air Force. So born and raised Savannah, Georgia, left home, traveled around the world, and came back to Savannah. It's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Okay, awesome stuff. That's good. You got a chance to grow up in Savannah and branch off into the military. Thank you for your service. Yes, ma'am. 21 years. So what are some memorable duty stations you can talk about that you got a chance to visit while you were in the military?
Well, I'll definitely start off with Montgomery. Montgomery wasn't my first duty station, but it was the first place that I actually lived in and actually felt like home. Like I was like, man, I could actually see myself living here. In fact, I was going to retire in Montgomery, and then they gave me orders to Vegas. But yeah, it was just, I know a lot of people have things to say about Montgomery. When I got orders there, they were saying, oh, be careful and don't go in this area. But I didn't have that problem at all. Like I feel like every city has areas, that if you're not from there, you're not comfortable going. But it just felt like home to me. It felt like home. I got in the community. Like I told you earlier, started the youth football team, met some amazing people, and it was just an awesome experience all around the board.
Yes, ma'am.
Some other
I'm
places
sorry.
some other places that I was stationed at that stuck out to me was Germany. I love being stationed in Germany, Japan, but definitely Montgomery, I would have to say was my best duty station.
Okay, good stuff. And my apologies for cutting you off there. My bad, but
That's
definitely appreciate.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sharing all of those memorable duty stations. And you spot on. I mean, as it relates to people saying Montgomery this, Montgomery that, you can go to any city. Like, you got good parts, bad parts. And no matter where you go, if you go 15 minutes this way, you in the hood. You go 15 minutes the other way, you in the
Right.
suburbs. You know how it goes. So it's
I know.
yes, ma'am. And definitely with you being able to be in the military and travel many places and just getting that exposure. So that's good that Montgomery, you got a chance to come here and that was, your favorite duty station. So it sounds like when you got here, there wasn't too much of a culture shock when you first got here.
No, not really. I mean, maybe coming from Germany to Montgomery because of the weather. So it was a little hot and humid in Montgomery. But other than that, no. My family, fit right in. I didn't have any issues at all. And then I'm from Savannah, Georgia, so it ain't that much of a, different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been to Savannah a couple times, and hey, Savannah got a lot of similarities. Savannah is like, to me, Savannah is like, I, it reminds me of New Orleans a little bit, with the being surrounded by the water. I mean, that's just me. I may be weird in saying
No,
that.
no. It's
Go ahead.
funny that you say that because my entire time in Montgomery, that's all I kept hearing was, "Are you from New Orleans?" I was like, "No, I'm from Savannah, Georgia." So I heard that the entire time, and I've never heard that in my life until I got stationed there.
Okay, good stuff. So that's amazing. And I gotta ask you, because you were overseas in Germany. So while you were over in Germany and Japan, did you try any exotic foods outside of the norm? Chicken,
Of
beef.
course,
What did you try that was
of
like, what's
course.
something exotic that you tried?
Yeah. So Germany has this thing called the Jaeger. It's schnitzel. I'm sorry, we call it schnitzel Jaeger, but it's schnitzel. It's pretty much a pork dish. It's like a fried pork chop, right? But it's served over all these different vegetables and rice, and it's just their main thing that they eat. Not my favorite, but I'm all about trying and becoming a part of the culture. But the one thing that I took away from Germany was actually something that we have in the States, and that's the fries with mayonnaise. So when I was stationed there, that's what I ended up eating, fries with mayonnaise. And I kind of took that on with me.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely outside the box. But hey, listen, you did the right thing and involving yourself in the culture and
You
trying
got
some of
to.
the local dishes, and because going way over there and being closed minded, I mean, I get it. Some people don't necessarily want to branch out, but it's good you got a chance to try the schnitzels
Right.
and the fries with the mayo. And hey,
The little shrum wraps. It reminds you of a Euro wrap, but it's like 10 times better.
okay,
10 times
absolutely.
better.
So that's good. And so you make your way from Germany to Montgomery, and just overall, how was that experience serving in the military? How was your overall 21-year experience?
Um, it has its ups and downs. Like I'll never tell anybody that that was the worst thing ever happened to me because the military actually was the best thing that ever happened to me. But just like any job, you're gonna have issues. You're gonna have situations that you have to work out, and that's really why I started my Make It Happen LLC is because of the things that I learned in the military and how to deal with people and how to still be positive and how to survive. Right? Because a lot of times we get into problems that we can't get out of because we don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to look at the positive over the negative. So once I learned that hey, my life is what I make it. My day is going to go how I say it's going to go. I'm not going to let you determine how I'm going to feel that day. Hey, it was a cakewalk. But before that, the military was a little difficult for an African American young black woman with gold teeth. But I navigated through it. And if I can help another young woman or young man to navigate through life and not deal with some of the situations I had to deal with, or even if they deal with them, learn how to work through them, then that makes my what I went through worth it. So that's really what Make It Happen is.
Okay, and I appreciate your transparency about your time in the military, and that's definitely is very helpful. Like you said, for somebody out there that may be listening that look like you and I. I mean, hey, just understand what comes with being in the military. Like you said, I've never served in the military, but it's similar in the 9 to 5 world. You
It
deal with
is.
you deal with the politics, and
Yeah,
you are
I'm telling you,
yeah, you deal with the
it's
politics,
so
the
political.
personality. Oh, very political, very political. Politics, the personalities, but the most important thing is to keep your head up and keep moving forward because it's one of the things, unfortunately, Alicia, like as soon as somebody look like you and I, as soon as we as soon as we show any type of aggression, they turn that into the angry black
The
man,
angry black,
angry.
yes,
And then
yes. I heard that so many. Like you got an attitude. No, that's just
uh,
that's just me. But
exactly.
yeah.
Absolutely. So make it happen LLC. So I'm big into brand names, Alicia. So I got to ask you, what was the inspiration behind naming your company that?
So I used to get on every Monday and I just do these motivational speeches. Well, I still do every Monday. I get up. If you follow me, you see I post every Monday. And I don't know, it was Monday and I got up one morning. I was like, hey, it's the beginning of the week. Let's go ahead and focus. Let's make some things happen. Right. So I started saying, make it happen Monday. And it stuck. It stuck. And that's really, I wish I had a whole long, something that sounds really good to go with it. But that's really where it came from. It was on Monday, and I just started getting up happy, make it happen Monday. And that's where Make It Happen came from. Now, I will tell you about my logo. The logo came from, I don't know if you've ever seen my logo. Normally I have it on my shirt, but the logo is three women, right? And it's the woman in the middle is you. And I tell the young lady I'm speaking to that the woman in the middle is you. You always want to have somebody in front of you that you're looking to, and then also have somebody that you're bringing along with you. So it's three women in the box, and I always explain my logo like that because that's where the Make It Happen came from. But the name it just came from Make It Happen Monday. But it's really about my logo: women helping women to empower each other.
No, that's awesome, and I definitely appreciate you for sharing that and how you came up with the name was very organic, very original, and yeah, it doesn't take an elaborate story for a brand name to be impactful, and that's one of the things that I did notice that stood out to me as well. I was like, "Make It Happen LLC," like that's very catchy, and I definitely got to find out the origin behind the name. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. So Make It Happen LLC is all about empowering women and just sounds like it's about providing just a safe space for women to
Yes.
be
It's
in.
just a
Okay.
space where you don't have to cover up who you are. Because a lot of times we're not healed or we don't grow from situations because we're so busy covering it up. You're not going to get better covering up your issues. So I like to create a space where you're comfortable being your authentic self. showing your vulnerabilities. And not only in that space are you getting help, you're helping another woman who's probably going through the same thing you're going through, but they don't want to say anything just like you don't. But when you two talk, now we're healing, now we're moving, now we're growing. And that's what I want in that space. Like, I don't, it's no judgment. It's really just about us learning from each other, learning that we don't have to be in competition, right? You're only in competition with yourself. So when you come into that space, make it happen space, you don't feel like you're in competition. So you're okay to be your authentic self. And that's kind of how I run my seminars and my meetings and my life coaching meetings as well.
Yes, ma'am, and that's powerful, and that's so spot on, just in terms of having that safe haven, that space where there's no judgment. I mean, and those spaces are definitely needed. Women need to be in those spaces with other women. Men need to be in those spaces with other men, and being
Mm-hmm.
able to just talk things out, being able to be vulnerable, because you know how it is in the black community, Alicia. Like,
Mm-hmm.
talking
I
about,
know.
venting and all that, it's so taboo. I'm so glad we're at a space now as a people that we go to therapy and we talk things out, because for so long, if you told somebody something was wrong with you, you were deemed quote unquote crazy. but
Crazy. Mm-hmm.
but it's great
Yes,
that
something
you've
wrong with
created.
them.
Absolutely, exactly, something wrong with him. Like, he need to go, he need to go get a check. I mean, but no, I
Right.
mean, I
Right.
mean, but yeah, go
We
ahead.
laugh, but it's the truth.
Right.
It's the truth.
Absolutely. So that's good that you've created that safe haven, that safe space
Mm-hmm.
for women to talk, be themselves, and don't have to worry about judgment, because the world itself, it judges us enough.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. So you've already explained just the inspiration behind Make It Happen, which is great. Definitely appreciate you just for explaining that. And the next portion of your entrepreneurial journey, your entrepreneurial endeavors I want to talk about is you as a published author. So I was looking at your profile, and I see you wrote a book, Make It Happen. And I'm, hey,
Yes.
you kept it on brand. Much respect. Gotta definitely kudos
It's
to
the
being a.
first one, right? You got to go out with the brand for the first one.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So, what inspired you to want to write a book?
My seminars. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a Christian, right? So I always talking about when seeds fall on good soil, right? So when you come to my seminars and you hear me speak, you are motivated. You're gonna walk out that door, just like when you go to church. When you hear the pastor, you're motivated. You know, you're ready to go out and live right. But as soon as you leave that environment, it kind of dies down. Some of the stuff you even forget. So what I did was wanted to write a book where when you might not experience what I talked about in the seminar that week, that month, not even that year. But when you do experience it, you can remember, oh, she talked about that in her book. Let me go back to and find that chapter, how to deal with relationships, how to build my brand. And I just think that sometimes it's good to come to my seminars, but you got to be able to take something with you. And a lot of people just come, they don't take notes, they don't remember. It sounds good at the time. Okay, but let me give you something that you can take with you, that you can fit in your pocketbook or your purse, whatever you call it. And when you're going through a moment, you quit it, and it's an easy read. You just pull it out, go straight to the chapter, and bam, 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 bam. It's very. A lot of people don't like to read, so I didn't want to write a wordy book because if it's not purposeful, then what's the reason? What's the purpose? So I wanted something that people were going to get and actually use and apply it to their life. So it's basically a pamphlet, a handbook on how to make things happen in your life. I know it's wordy. I talk a lot. Look, I'm a speaker, so feel free to hush me up at any time.
No, I won't. I appreciate you for no, I won't hush you up. I appreciate you for being thorough and explaining everything. I love it. Like, that's why I invited you on to tell your story. They don't want to hear me talk, Alicia. They want to hear your story. So you good. I promise you. And I
I
appreciate
know
you
I
for.
go on and on. I'm like, oh, let
No,
me stop.
ma'am. Please don't apologize. That's exactly why I invited you on. I want you to tell your story, unfiltered from your perspective, and I appreciate you
Mhm.
for explaining that. And just in terms of cover to cover, how long did it take you to write the book?
Well, it took me about, I want to say, maybe 2 years. And the only reason 2 years, because the book is not that long, right? It took me 2 years because I was fighting against me, right? Like thinking it's not good enough. Like, no, Nisha, you should say it this way, or they're not going to buy your book. Like, who do you think you are? Like, the book been, I've been wrote the book, but it's motivating myself to actually do it. And like I tell people all the time when I'm giving seminars, I'm not telling you stuff that I think. I'm telling you stuff that I've been through and I know. So when I say it was me for that book, the reason why I wasn't out 2 years ago, it was me beating up myself, thinking I wasn't worthy, thinking people going to look at me and be like, who she thinks she is? She ain't nobody but Alesha. Nobody going to buy her book. And when I overcame all that and was like, look, somebody needs this book. And the longer I'm holding it, I'm holding somebody else up from their breakthrough or whatever they need to get through. So there you have it. I released it. So it took me about 2 years. I say maybe about a year to actually write it and a year to actually say, girl, go make it happen.
Mm, I like that. I mean, and I've been there. We've all been there, Alicia, just in terms of being your own worst enemy, your own inner
Yes,
critic, and you start thinking, who's gonna read this book? Who's gonna listen to this podcast? The answer to it is, Alicia, you don't know.
you
So you
don't.
so you put it out anyway because if it's an idea that came to you, if God gave you this idea, gave you this inspiration, put it out there because I'm gonna tell you one thing for me, and just I'll just relate it to this podcast, but it relates to everything like you writing the book and anyone that may have an idea. The one thing I always keep in mind is if you don't act and put the idea out there, what could happen is God may get that idea to somebody else, and when they put it out, you're gonna be sick. Like, golly,
I'm
I had
telling
the
you.
idea and I didn't
And,
do it.
and I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me.
Wow.
Like, I just thought about I just said I was going to do that. You took too long. You missed out on that blessing.
I
So,
mean, that's spot on. I've been there a time or two myself. So I say all that to say that's good that hey, it took 2 years. 2 years fly by like 2 months. So but
yeah.
anyways, you figured it out. You wrote the book in a year, then you finally got out of your own way. You put it out there. And the most important thing to remember is if it touches one person, the book has done its job.
That's what I'm saying. That's my thing. Like, if I have a seminar and only one person walk away, come up to me and say, you know what, I needed that. I'm okay. I can have a room full of people, and all I need is that one person. Then I know, okay, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to come and touch that one person because it only takes, hey, one person.
That's it. That's it. And honestly, it's just amazing to have ideas and give birth to them and be able to look at that idea materialize and be like, wow, like I really this is my idea really has come to fruition and that's something to be proud about,
Mhm.
Alicia, because everybody don't have the courage to put out a product. So I just want to give you the flowers for putting out the book, like despite
Thank
having
you.
self-doubt and I mean, trust me, oh, no problem. You're welcome. And no, the thing about it is self-doubt, it creeps in all of our minds. But the most important thing is you got to tell the inner voice of yours to be quiet sometime and move
Mhm.
forward.
Yeah, you be sitting in one space looking out the window. But
Yes.
what I will
Mhm.
say is, I had some struggles in my life, made some decisions I probably shouldn't have made. Went down some paths I probably should have, skipped. But here's the thing: I do believe that had I not went through everything I went through, that I wouldn't be considered to be Miss Make It Happen. Sometimes when we going through situations, we're like, oh, why me? Or why did I do this? But I can honestly say that had I not gone through what I went through, I would not have um I would not have be Miss Make It Happen. I would not have my LLC because it was the furthest thing away from my mind. Um and after I went through everything, this is what was, created. So, and I say that to say that sometimes people, you feel like you're going through a situation like you don't see no way out, or why is this happening to me, or what I could have did better. No, you did what you were supposed to do, because sometimes you're not going to become who you're supposed to become until you went through something. And that's my story. That's when you asked me about make it happen, that's what I should have said, is that I had to go through some things, learn some things, grow through some things in order for me to become who I am today. And that's not just my story, that's probably most of your listener story. Either they're in some part of the process, either in the beginning, the middle, or the end. But everybody have to go through some things in order to become who we were created to be.
Absolutely, and you spot on with that. You're definitely not alone, Alicia. Like we've all made decisions, we've all gone down paths we're not proud of, and this isn't proper English, but it's one of the things I always say. Can't nobody talk about nobody because we all done wrong, Alicia. Like
Let those with nothing cast the first stone. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, nobody can
Yeah,
talk about nobody, and I appreciate you for sharing that. I mean, you're right. If you don't go through those trials and tribulations, if you don't go through those tests, there's no testimony.
right, right. How can I tell you something? I've never been through that. I don't know what you're
Mhm.
feeling, but I've been through most of the things. Well, most of the stuff that I do seminars on, I've been through. Financial hardships, I've been through. Relationship, I've been through that. Building a brand, I've been through that. So I feel like the fact that I was able to go through something, get through it, and now I'm able to help somebody else versus me trying to tell you something that I've never experienced. So I can't tell you how you should feel, what you should do. I can tell you what you should do or could do, but how much respect are you going to have for me if I've never been through it? So again, everything that I went through has not been ideal. And if people from Montgomery see this, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But it made me who I am today. I would not. I don't think I would be on this podcast as a published author with my own brand had I not went through some things. So I'm okay
Abs-
with that.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. Just being able to go through the go through, make it to the other side of it, and trust me, Alicia, I've been through my storms, and like you were saying earlier, when you're going through stuff and you asking why me, I've been there. And
Mm,
and the reason why you want, and the reason why you ask why me is you just want the pain to stop. You just want whatever you going through to stop. Like I'm
like
like,
I don't deserve this.
I'm like, I'm like, God, what did I do? Like, what?
Exactly.
Like, what did I do?
Exactly.
And the thing is, something else you were saying earlier, just to paraphrase what you said earlier, like one thing I always remember is God got to take you through something in order to get you to that next version of yourself. Because
Yes.
if you never go through anything, you have no testimony.
You
And
have no testimony.
yes, ma'am. And in the space that you're in, you telling somebody how to deal with something you haven't dealt with. The thing about it, Alicia, people can feel when you're not genuine. They can feel
Exactly.
when you're a scam artist.
Yes, like no, I like the fact that when I'm telling people things, no, I know what you're going through.
Right,
I know you don't see a way out, but I'm telling you, there's a way out. I just need you
right,
to stay focused.
right.
Don't get distracted. I'm telling you, I've been there. If you can stay focused, you get on the other side untouched, unburned, unharmed, but whole. So
Yes, ma'am.
when you say
Absolutely,
people can tell if you're genuine, they can. They can
absolutely.
tell if you're just talking to get a dollar or if you're talking because you care and you know what they're going through.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it's one of because the thing is like the first sign of knowing whether or not somebody is genuine is if they're willing if they're not willing to share their story or have some point of reference to speak from. It's one of the things like okay, how can you tell me how to get through financial hardships if you've never been through financial hardships? So that's why telling your story. That's why everything you've been through, at least that's why it's so powerful to tell your story because when people hear your story, they can say, "Wow, like."
Hmm.
She went through X, Y, and Z. Therefore, she can speak to it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So,
And I ain't
so
100%, but I'm better than I was. I'm actually better than I was before I went through the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
absolutely,
stronger than I
absolutely.
was when I thought I was living a perfect life.
Hey, it's all good. Nobody's 100%, Alicia. Like even if we won't live long enough to get it all right. Like I mean, that's just what it is. It's one of those things. Like, and it's all about giving yourself grace. It's all about understanding that your journey, your trials, your tribulations, that was God's plan for you. And it don't
God's
feel like
plan.
that when you're going through it. You like, golly, like what have
Like,
I
why does my
done?
plan? Why does your plan for me?
Absolutely. But that's amazing that you remain steadfast and got through your go through and you're here to tell your story. So you also a life coach. So what do you appreciate the most about being in that space as a life coach?
Meeting people where they are and being okay with it. You know, as a counselor, certain things, I can't say and I won't say. But what I will say is that I've heard some stories. But I like the fact that I can listen without being judgmental and just meeting them where they are and helping them to grow. I love seeing people at their lowest and in 2 or 3 weeks they're back at they're at their peak. Like they're glowing. So that's the my main thing is helping. If I can help you get through what you're going through, I'm okay with that. That's the main thing I love about being a life coach. And a lot of people think, I don't need a life coach. That's for, like you said earlier, crazy people. No, you would be surprised at the people who actually have life coaches. And life coach is not somebody. It's not because you're crazy. You've had a trauma. Or it's somebody that helps keeps you on track. It's easy to veer off. It's easy to get distracted, but you have
Yeah.
that coach that keeps you focused. And that's what I try to do to my clients. Is I keep them focused. I'm not sitting there making them lay on the couch and tell me all their business. No. How can we get you to where you want to be? Is this where you want to be? Okay, this is what you need to do, and I'm going to be here to make sure you stay on track so that you can get to where you want to be. And that's what I love about my life, my life coach part of the Make It Happen LLC. As you
Okay.
said, under the umbrella.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. That's great. You get a chance, like you said, to meet people where they are and get a chance to just talk things out. And at the end of it all, you get a chance to be the accountability partner. So once
That's
y'all
all it is.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Once you
all
had a
it is.
conversation, then you can give them some takeaways that they can do to move forward. And I mean, that's great that you that safe haven and you're enjoying the life coach space. Hey, trust me, like I was saying earlier, I know it used to be taboo for people to have
Hmm.
life coaches, therapists, but hey, I have a therapist and I need it, like, cause I just need that accountability, cause I'm not
Yes.
perfect. Like you were saying earlier, you're not 100%. Guess what,
Mm.
Alicia? Neither am I. That's why I have a therapist.
Right.
so,
And that's what I
so
tell them. They come, look, I'm not a life coach because I'm perfect. I'm a
right.
life coach because I have flaws.
Yes, ma'am.
And because I have flaws, I have a story and a testimony. So that's why you will come. Not because you don't come see me if you're looking for somebody flawless, because
Mhm.
that's not me.
Absolutely. No,
That's
that's
not me.
spot on. That's spot on. And that's great that you're providing that service, that life coach service as well. So let's see what else. I know you're a motivational speaker as well. So
Mhm.
what was the inspiration behind stepping into this motivational speaking aspect? Because hey, listen, being a published author, that's a great thing. That's amazing. Speaking in front of people, public speaking, I haven't quite mastered that, Alicia. So I gotta talk to a master like yourself. Like, what was that inspiration that got you into this motivational speaking space?
So I actually have been using my speaking ability for years and I never really appreciated it, if that makes sense. Like I would do speeches and people like, oh my gosh, you motivate, that was so great. Like, and I'm sitting looking at them like, really? And then eventually I was like, man, I might be a motivational speaker, right? Like people saw it in me before I saw it in myself, if that makes sense. I would just do random speeches or we have an event. They were like, Lisa, you could talk. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then that's when the more I did it, the more I was like, that might be my thing. I might be a motivational speaker. And then I start realizing that it doesn't matter what the subject is. It doesn't matter what the title of the event is or what the theme is. I always found a way to interact and bring my audience with me. If you can talk to a room full of people who have different backgrounds, different situations, different life stories, and you're able to bring them all together under one accord, and y'all are having a good time, and you're laughing and joking, I think it is a special gift. It is a very special gift, and that's what I do. My goal when I do motivational speaking is to bring everybody. We all on the same page, and we having an amazing time. And I find a way. I don't care if the theme of the seminar was dogs getting hit or something. I find a way. I know that was a terrible
No
example, but
worries. No worries.
I was trying to go like far left.
Right.
I find a way to connect with that audience. Before I get there, I do my research and I find a way to connect with that audience so that I'm not just up there standing. If I'm gonna be up there talking, I want you to be hearing what I'm saying, not just, not just looking at me because I'm a speaker. No, I want you to be engaged because that's my opportunity to give you some nuggets to walk away with. So that was my motivation. I didn't honestly, I did not know that I had that gift until somebody else saw the gift in me.
That's how it is sometimes, or a lot of times, Liz. Like you be so close to a thing, like you don't realize sometimes, like you
Mm-mm.
can't, like you don't realize your own gift sometimes because you're so close to it, and it just comes natural to
It
you.
comes
So,
easy. Yeah,
yes,
that's like
ma'am.
getting up. Oh, that's a gift. I can get up. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. It's just you don't like this podcast. Mm-mm. You do amazing.
Thank you. I
Me,
appreciate that.
mm-mm.
Hey, you know what? That's the beauty of the world, Alicia. We all got different gifts. We all have different strengths, and that's what makes the world a beautiful place, in my
You're right.
opinion.
Diversity got to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
diverse.
So to be able to stand up in front of a crowd of people and just connect the dots and bring everybody together, that's an
Hmm.
amazing gift. And hats off to the people around you that saw that gift in you and told you about it. And hats off to you for adding that as a service
Yeah.
under the Make It Happen LLC umbrella.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's talk about what you got coming up on August the 2nd. At the time this interview is being aired on August the 3rd, this event would have already happened. We still going to talk about it though, because it's going to be an
Mhm.
amazing event and
Yes.
anything is possible. It's coming to Montgomery, Alabama. So what is this event all about?
This event is about empowering people to step outside of the box. Like we all have ceilings, we have limits on what we think is possible. But I want to let them know that no, society may have trained you to think that there's limits on what you can do, But anything is possible when you put your mind to it and work to make it happen. Like I can say all day, oh yeah, it's possible, but you have to put in some work and you have to change your mindset. If you can do that, anything you put your mind to is possible. And that's the whole wrap up of my seminar. And I pretty much give them, different scenarios and different steps to what they can do to accomplish to accomplish the impossible.
Okay.
And we have food, we have games, of course, door prizes, and it's just a really good time. It's a good time for us to connect and walk away with some nuggets, like I said, that we can use throughout our lives. And of course, my book will be there, and whatever they don't get at the seminar, they can follow up in the book.
Okay, absolutely. Well, hey, I'm sure it's going to be a great time, an amazing time, and everybody who shows up, they will leave that event blessed and definitely know it's going to
Inspired,
be.
I hope.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope inspired.
Hey, going to be inspired. It's going to be a sold out event.
Whoop, whoop.
People going to come from that event teary eyed, inspired, ready to go tackle
Right.
all of their toughest tasks. So that's amazing that you bring anything possible back to Montgomery, Alabama. Your favorite duty station, your words,
Yes,
not
it
mine.
is. Now home away from home.
Yes, ma'am.
The gump.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You better believe it. That's it. Yes, ma'am. So you've done great things in the entrepreneurial space with Make It Happen LLC. I know great things are coming down the pipeline, will lead to my next portion, vision. What are some of your short-term and long-term goals in this entrepreneurial space you feel comfortable sharing?
My, it's not really long. It was long when I started Make It Happen, but my it's kind of medium. That makes sense. Medium goal. I
Yes,
want
ma'am.
to do a conference. I want to actually do like a 3-day conference where I bring women from different places and we all go to it's like a retreat. And that's the one thing I haven't done yet was a mini retreat where we all get together, we spend the night, we have a good time, we talk, um, and we just enjoy each other while learning from each other. I have another book in the process that I'm looking into, and those are the two main things that I'm working on,
Okay.
and
Uh,
and and branching out to different cities. Right, sometimes your hometown is not your audience. I do believe that what I have to say, other people need to hear, which is another reason for the book. Like I may not get there, but my book will get there. Right, so that's I want to be able to where I'm almost like on tour, taking the Anything is Possible seminar on tour outside of just Montgomery and Savannah.
yes, ma'am. Powerful stuff. Those are great goals. And I have no doubt just from having this conversation with you, you'll put in the work and make them all come to fruition.
Thank you. Pray for me. I hope so.
Yes, ma'am. As we wrap up the podcast, I want to ask $1 million question. So I started this podcast because I wanted to highlight the greatness connected to the city of Montgomery, whether you were born here or lived here for a significant period of your life, be it college, military, or work. You living in Montgomery by way of the military and spending your time here on duty for the military. I got to ask you, Alicia, what do you appreciate the most about that chapter of your life here in Montgomery?
I would say I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but the youth football team. That's one of my biggest accomplishments. Yeah, I went through rank in the military really well, but starting that youth football team is something I'm most proud of because that's what the city needed at the time, right? We needed a team that was about the kids, about making sure the kids were having a good time and learning the game of football and cheer. So I think that is one of the things that I'm most connected with Montgomery is I'll always be able to say that I started the Montgomery Dolphins youth football and cheer team that is still going strong 10 years ago 10 years ago, and that's really what's connecting me to Montgomery is that team because I still help them, I still work with them, I still make sure everything is going well with them, and we all still connected. It's like a family. Most of our kids that started the team, they're already going off to college, and now it's a different level of kids. So something that never, it just continues to grow. So I'll always, as long as Montgomery Dolphins is still in Montgomery, Alabama, that's what half of my heart would be as well.
Mm. Yes, ma'am. That's powerful stuff. Very powerful. So, Alicia, how can the people connect with you? What are your social media handles and website?
Yeah, so I am on Facebook, Alesha Shanta. I do weekly motivational speeches on Mondays. I am on TikTok, Alesha Shanta. I'm on Instagram, Fox Alicia. Look, that was my young girl days, so I just didn't change it. But yes, Instagram, YouTube, Alesha Shante, Make It Happen LLC. please follow me, share, comment, DM me, message me. I'm very approachable and I'm looking to meet new people.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And I'll put all of the information in the description of the episode. Hey, Alesha, thanks again for the conversation. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Yes,
Thank you for
ma'am.
having me.
Ma'am. Good people, that concludes another dope episode of the Gumptown Podcast. In the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do. Be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you.